Nice. I play this game with controller, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yoshi's Story. Hello. Good evening. Looking. We're looking. Where were we? Oh yeah, we literally got to a to be continued point. Well. Look at me having restraint. Me when I need to take care of a child here and watch some TV. What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent? Smells like flowers. Brother, do you not know what flowers smell like? Uncle Bad. Is this it? Isn't that Detective Bad and K over there? Looks like she managed to escape the bailiff. No, that's not quite it. Ah, too bad, but it's so pretty. I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. He's live. What? But since I found it, I guess I can let you keep it. Just steal it. Thanks, I'll treasure it always. These two seem to get along rather well. Oh, here, I've got something else for you. Pulls out a gun. Yay, thank you, Uncle Bad. Bro, she be eating. What the fuck? Earlier, I ate one of these with Gummy. Gummy? Oh, you mean Gumshoe. Gummy is Sniffle. He's trying to be nice to me because I was gonna get in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. No, what the fuck? You have that emote too? This is some bullshit. Emote's not auto-completing. I don't know, man. Gummy, hiccup. Wow, she's done. I know he didn't kill Daddy. Oh, nope, she's not done. Don't cry. Faraday would be sad if he saw you crying. I'm not crying. Okay. Oh, it's the mister from before and the lady too. Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being? You're not involved in the investigation, so it's for the best if you do. Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant, so I'm related to the investigation. Is that so, Detective Bad? Yeah, I guess. What? You were just scolding us like kids to not mess up the crime scene. Now you let this child run free? Why? People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. Gumshoe Gaming. Funny enough, Gumshoe right now is in jail, so probably not a whole lot of Gumshoe Gaming for a bit. You also had a few things you wanted to look into. Got a problem with that? I have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Miss Yu is looking into. Jail gaming, true. Uncle Bad, I'm gonna look somewhere else now, okay? Alright, I'm counting on you. Oh, that's right. Hey, mister. Yes, what is it? I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy, I mean it. So please, find the real bad guy, okay? I won't forgive whoever did this. But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there is no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. She wandered off while I was pondering. Ruminating. Alright, let's take a look here. What an incredibly strong scented herbal tea. Oh, I could go for some herbal tea. What do I got right now on me? I have to go wash a cup. What did I got? I only got one herbal tea on me. Oh, fuck. It's cinnamon and blackberry. Not sure how well that would go with this, but I could go make some. You know what? That sounds actually pretty good. Let me put the fucking down. It's like literally right here. I don't even need to stop talking or take off my headphones. I feel that one. Fear that more than being a rocks in the sun may make one a bit heady instead. The fuck does that mean? You put it in a special request for that. No wonder she's so violent if she's been drinking this stuff the whole time. Neither woman should be allowed to comment on this particular topic, ever. Why? Huh? This television is the same model as the one in the tenant lobby number 2. Looks like the two rooms are basically the same in terms of layout and supplies. Yes. Two rooms are basically the same, huh? They may not look like us, but I find that ordinary tables like this are often very useful. Edgeworth misogyny arc 2. 2 questions. What? They better be good questions. I'm waiting. What's your stance on gambling? I hate gambling. You should know this by now. Big gambling hater. Want to see something funny? Hell yeah, I love seeing something funny. What do we got? Whoa! What the fuck? Wait, what the fuck? wait. Whoa. That's... Brother. We added 1 gift sub to Tomato Curry's gift. Tomato Curry, those are 5 tier 3 subs. Are you okay? Brother. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about that, but what the fuck? You lost! You got 1! Bro gambled with tier 3 subs and then got a singular extra emote. Wait, it added an extra get tier 3 sub? What the fuck? Wait, hold on. It's not a random sub. It's the same tier? Holy shit! What the fuck? Bro, there's gonna be 3 people that are like, I have a tier 3 sub to this random channel. What do I get? I'm gonna be like, you got nothing, sir. This shit it doesn't do nothing. Holy shit. You don't even get like... You don't even get like anything off of those subs, right? You get the origin slap. Wait, I have a tier 3 emote? What the fuck? I didn't know that. I'm gonna be honest. You have 2. What? Wait, what is tier 2? Most aware streamer. Now you listen here. You shut up. You're right. You're right. Most aware streamer. The funniest thing about this in particular is that Tomato Curry is not a tier 3 sub. And that you probably just gave it to 5 people who will never watch me. Whoa! Fucking jump scare. 2 more days. Way too dank. I'm sorry. That's still really... I rolled low. You did roll low. Maybe if you do it again, it'll work. You ever think about that? Don't do that. It's too much money. I don't even... How much is a fucking... You should make the notification louder. I don't think I can. I think that's literally at max. That was like 170 Canadian. Fucking hell, man. And once again, he didn't get any like discount on that. He was just gambling. I have to advise not doing that again. For obvious reasons. However, How funny would it be if you got 50 tier 3 subs? No, no, no. It's more than what you have gotten gifted, since otherwise they would be losing money. That's a good question. He did ask the second question. He said, would I like to see something funny? And to be granted, that was pretty funny. So, like, he wasn't lying. But for that, you could have waited until I had the, you could have waited until I had the goals going. All right, Tomato Curry. You're allowed well, what was one of your suggestions? Let me take a look at the spreadsheet for you real quick. Hype train successful. 1 second, 1 second. Hold. Let's fucking go! Never mind, it was all worth it, baby! Get it fucking twisted! Get it absolutely twisted. Let me take a look. Oh, a Tomato Curry suggested. He suggested a lot of shit. All right, Tomato Curry, you mentioned a tier list. Please, you want me to play Maple Story with that? I was gonna give you like whatever tier lists you want, but you want me to play Maple Story? Brother, really? I mean, I'll do it. Are you sure? I'll give you till Tuesday to figure it out. Time to bring out like a 200 item tier list. Bro, if that's what you want. Please don't make me read out Maple Story. Okay, I've written a note to me. In the goals. You have until Tuesday to confirm what you want. Otherwise, I'll do Maple Story. You can't stop me. What's going on? Tomato Curry gifted 5 tier 3 subs. And we got Gritty Goose for it. So you missed that. That sucks for you. Very good for me, however. No, fuck. I was here the whole damn time. Makes me so damn mad. The thing is, you have to put money towards the hype train to get the emote. Right? At least we got Goblin Jam. True. I have a 1-day notice. You will get a 1-day notice. Yes. Unfortunately, I think only Tomato Curry and Yoshi Story were part of that. Oh, I'm a broke fridge. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, Tomato Curry. I've stopped my stream for like a total of 10 minutes already. And I already had Gritty Goose. Now I have it, which means anytime we do something from now on, by the way, no one's allowed to give me money for a full hour. This is a threat. Get it twisted. Next time, we're going to have to go for it. We're going to have to make sure it's people that don't already have it. Oh, boy. I think it's time they bought a new one. I wonder if they will replace this table. If I hit it enough with my whip, me when I'm a prosecutor committing vandalism. A much too heavy-handed method if I ever seen one. Window. I can see down into the courthouse courtyard from here. Hello, Lumbercat. You missed a lot. It's only been 15 minutes and you've missed too much, actually. What is this supposed to mean? It's like an optical illusion. I believe it's supposed to be postmodern in design. More like thoughtlessness in design. You can't disagree there. This decorative plant leaves are even shinier than the ones of the planted leaf in lobby number 2. That's probably because it's next to the windows where it's easier to photosynthesize. You may be right. Plus, the curtains are always drawn in lobby number 2. The tailkeepers of this courthouse don't think enough about plants, do they? That's because they're the courthouse caretakers, not a bunch of botanists. Male protagonists. Oh my god. Terrible time to show up. By the way, I think you're right, Tomato Curry. I think what they do is they keep track of how many gifted subs have been given and like match it, like up to it, like randomly. So I think if someone else was to gift more tier 3 subs, it might be more than one. I think it could probably go up to like what, 9? 8. It'd probably go up to 8 if I had to guess. I don't think they would randomly give out 50 tier 3 subs. That's like an insane amount of money. Pray is okay. Welcome. Should have been here 10 minutes ago. But you know, there's no way you could have known that. It's all right. Wait, I'm out and missed the train. You have horrible news. We got the gritty goose. That's what happened last time too. I don't want to live on this earth anymore. Look. We'll try again later. At least an hour later. All right? And no sooner. Otherwise, you can't start a hype train. Now, if you wish to gamble with gift subs, remember, if you gift more than 5 subs, Twitch will gift a random amount of subs up to the number of gifted subs I've gotten so far. Assumably, this is a hypothesis. So if you wish to gamble, you can. Just not right now. One of these windows in this lobby is open as well. The air conditioner is working just fine in this room, so why do they open it, I wonder? Look at this. Okay, this painting is sus. I'm gonna be honest. That expensive painting is ill-suited to be hanging on the wall of this room. I wonder if a guard detail should be placed on it. Why do you say that? Well, a desperate, low-paid detective might make off with it someday. You never know. She may be thinking about hiring a guard. But it's obvious she isn't factoring in that guard's salary whatsoever. Damn. Okay. I think we need to talk to this bozo. Detective Bat, what exactly was Kay searching for? Nothing that concerns you, boy. Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with Kay? It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste. It sounds like you'd rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again. I don't have anything to say to you. Be that as it may, we have questions that we need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? Is my tea done? Oh, fuck yeah, it is. Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate. It's that ultra-strong perfume you wears. She spilled some of it. It was having a bad time of it. I was having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and opened the window. But that smell's still here. Perfume, huh? So the sweet scent in the air is perfume. Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand. She said it's a famous brand from overseas. It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff. No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it. I was born for a much more expensive and refined perfume. Me when I am literally too young to be wearing perfume, be like. However, seeing as you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Classic Tsundere tech. Miles Edgeworth, you will hold on to this bottle without fail. Arg. Why can't she ever be honest about her wants? Perfume given to Bad by you. Same perfume as the one spilled in lobby number 1. Where it's just fantastic. Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating. Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. During the recess. So you were in this room the entire recess. Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here. My man's eyes are wide open. Mine or theirs? And did I misread an entire sentence? That happens sometimes. At least your story is consistent. Earlier you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu. Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something. Investigator Bads. Ah. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here. Then what were you saying? It's just until that Detective Gumshoe arrived. You and Miss Yu were in 2 different locations. Guess I am. Interesting. Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you. Oof. Let's see, Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG8 incident. And as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on that case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard CC, but because you were the lead detective on the case. You knew? I also know that today's trial involving the Kodopian embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG8 incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday and the KG8 incident. If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you. Oh shit. Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG8 incident. It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved, you two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. Ooh, spooky. Lollipop. How much you want to bet that was a cigarette in the Japanese release? Ugh. Drinking some water. Keep myself hydrated, baby. Truth behind the KG8 incident. Faraday, you and I. As you already know, we 3 were involved with the KG8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring. I mean, the smuggling case involving one of the Amano Group's secretaries. That trial was just a front. A facade, however you want to say it. Me when I'm a Pokemon move. Yes, but the case became tainted. All because the witness who was going to testify about the Amano Group ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed. Then what became of the secretary who was arrested? His name was Colin Devore. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Devore was probably being intimidated by the big boss man, just another scapegoat. The boss man of the Amano Group? He can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. Nova! What? What? Where are you even meowing from? That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do? What is he trying to do suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved in smuggling? Nonja cat. I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny Cochin, was a completely different person. Let's see, he already been acquitted once of her murder. Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go? If I remember correctly, I heard about Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, CC, I suppose to protect them both. Miss Yu did mention that as well, about how Detective Bat was supposed to guard her sister. But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap. What kind of trap? The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap. You mean you were fired upon? Like, some of those don't make any sense. Like, do I have the mouse and you can't see it? Shit. For once I need it. The one that goes like literally right to his shoulder? That one? Those two seem a bit, you know. You were shot that many times in one gunfight? No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from that KG-8 incident. It's like Von Karma and he just has bullets inside of him? True, true, true. I see. I couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned. And that was when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu. About when you first met Miss Yu. It was on the day of the verdict that the KG-8 incident was handed down, was it not? Yes. Faraday and I, we apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do. But just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. True. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face. That's assault. Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. Franziska be like, shut up, fucking just decked him. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough. I suppose not. You said it herself. That she never wanted to see either of us ever again. But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct? Yeah. Faraday and I, even after the KG-8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring. I got involved in a variety of cases. Oh no, here comes the yawning. There was no use. We cracked so many different cases. But the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. Is the ring really that big? It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor, and I, as the lead detective, took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them. Yeah, Yu was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time for the same reason. Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect. I, have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer? Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. It doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable. You're so naive, little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are. How dare you insult the daughter of a Von Karma? Just like us, you felt that she had hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There is no limit to it. Only the skill of the craftsman. You two are still too young. But one day you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again, in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. Relation to Faraday. So what's your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well. I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together. He's probably like the godfather. But you two don't seem to have made any progress at all in the Yatagarasu case. Do we touch a nerve? Huh. I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial, to prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu, which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either. I sense that there's more to this statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me? Huh. What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel. I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagarasu. What? The KG-8 incident and the second KG-8 incident. Both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there is one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu. However, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd? Miles Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already. I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time. Ooh, sus. A reason, huh? And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu. If it will help you solve this case, Edgeworth sus? Then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we never caught the real Yatagarasu. What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident. Yo! It still accidentally whipped me anyway. There are three main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind ever. I see, so those are the Yatagarasu's special traits. Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief. Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yatagarasu right away. But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't. Huh. Listen, little girl. I'm not done talking yet. Grrr! That wasn't a grr, it was a gurk. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police, and the sender was none other than the one infiltrated the Cadonian embassy, the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu sent the evidence. Until now, I'm getting a phone call. God damn it. Okay, 1 second. I'm back. Would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. Stop staring. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I and a select few others knew about. In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it? That's easy. A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure. And just what sort of card is it? Here, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was. Ah, and that's how Detective Bad knew that Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now. Huh. Huh. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth, yes? His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd much appreciated, sir. Understood, I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you? Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. Damn. Became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself, and to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. December 10th, District Court. Courtroom number 3. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh. Appears that his honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony. Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict. Francisca, there is no need to further depress His Honor. But I'm not trying to, Miles. Your Honor, Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor, the evidence. Your Honor. Oh, you, yes, can I help you? I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir. Your Honor, do you think you could stay focused long enough to at least do your job? Yes, I'm sorry. I would accept that the defense attorney is yet to arrive. She is busy with the investigation. So let's keep this brief, shall we? Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell are also included, so please go ahead and use them to your investigation in your case. Understood, Your Honor. Pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those 2 men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case, and maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth. I'll place all the evidence over there at the prosecutor's bench for you. I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm. Tomato curry is playing deadlock. Shake my head. Caught. But up. Pot. No, they are all accounted for. Alright, time to go look at some evidence. So this is the evidence related to today's Cadovian embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag. The evidence is on the table, lobby number 2, right? Yes, finally we can take a look at the evidence itself, not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time. Agreed. I want to take a good look at all of the evidence from the embassy murder, too. And why is that? Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about. God, don't point your crop at me because you don't know something. And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today. I see someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma. So, it's all so real to see the knife up close. So we have the knife, the gun, and the envelope. What's this organizer doing here? Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you. About what, Your Honor? They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested it be passed on to you. He said it would help the investigation. Detective Bad said that. What a strange stroke of luck. Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. Hay is for horses. We might as well flip through it, too. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. The organizer seems the most important, honestly. It appears he was in the habit of using it. Looks like he used his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down in here. Evidence I need to prove that Rell was the killer. Between the handgun Rell had on him when he was arrested and the security surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. Okay, yep, that's fair. Sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity on the surveillance video. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rell is not the real Yatagarasu. No matter how many times he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present it to him in court, it should clear up everything. It's been a long battle. I hope that this will finally bring it to an end. Let's go to any claim Mr. Rell had about being the real Yatagarasu. And he had a way to prove that Mr. Rell was the guilty party in the embassy murder. This organizer clue straight from Mr. Faraday. Okay, so later. Okay, look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here. Appears to be a key. And a rather ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle. Craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer? Yatagarasu's key. Dr. Bad said something earlier. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police, and the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kondopian embassy, the Yatagarasu. This is like a really stupid looking lockpick. It's probably a rake, right? That's probably what it is. who sent evidence. Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media, but not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I and a select few others knew about. Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep this secret safe. As the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. The knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act? And it's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? Oh, is that called a riding crop? What a stupid name. That is an absolutely horrible name for that. I guess naming it like horsewhip is a bit like on the nose, but that's literally what it is. That is their name. Stupid. English is dumb. Riding crop. You say that to someone who doesn't know what it is? What did you think it was called? I literally just thought it was like a rider's whip. That's it. It's just a whip used by I don't even, what's a fucking word for someone who rides a horse? Brain's blanking on that one. Are you gonna tell me that you look at a jockey? Thank you. You're gonna tell me you take one look at this and you're like, oh yeah, for sure. The name of this, I can't even remember. Like it literally got out of it. Crop. This is a crop. They'll be like, you mean like corn? Like this is a fucking carrot? No. Don't you, what did you think it was called me that? You could have asked me before, you know what word would never like left my fucking hand? It would not would have been a fucking crop. Carrot on a stick. That's not what a carrot on a stick means. Carrot on the stick would be like a literal pole with a carrot on the end of it. That's odd. What is it? Mr. Fairy didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer. That certainly is odd. The weapon that used to kill the Condopian embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from? Isn't obvious? It was brought to the courthouse by Mr. Rell. That's the only logical conclusion, right? No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside. In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse? I need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. The fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I'll need to take another good look at the evidence. Miles Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean you don't have an answer for me? Actually, I do know the answer, Francisca. What? Then what is it? One of the pieces of evidence that we've been holding has been hiding a secret on its own. It was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse.
Take that!
This Yatagarasu key that Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. Look, this is how the knife was brought into the courthouse. You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth. Huh. You just need to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean. The color and the ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything? They do remind me of the knife. Very good. Both the Yatagarasu key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagarasu key, the only object we found at the crime scene that was the knife. You don't seriously mean to say? It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are in fact one and the same. But that's impossible. Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Nah. Now then, let us examine this knife in a little more detail. Well, well, well. I can't believe it turned into a key. To think there was such a trick to this thing. So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key that Yatagarasu stole. This piece of information is more crucial than anything we've learned up to now. It turns into a knife. Frankly, I'm shocked. Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside. But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday. Even among law enforcement, this key was top security. We're looking for someone who knew even more about this key than even Mr. Faraday. I mean, the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place, the great thief Yatagarasu. And maybe Mr. Real really was the Yatagarasu, and he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario? Not really. Especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier, but when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, both things that get used for opening stuff. That's true. It's not like a knife isn't helpful. The real issue is that there's no way to like fold it so that both are away, right? So you always have like this knife-sized object on hand. You know what I mean? I see. All right then. I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarasu. Seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case. True. This gun, it was originally used to kill the Kandofian embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rel still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. And then this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic, indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. I took a quick look through these documents before this trial started. Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it. I suppose I should explain it to you then. Yes, you should. Perfectly and in its entirety, if you please. On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. Secret message. You think you're so clever. As if I don't have my YouTube chat also up. Well, well, well. Hey, do you want to hear a really fun fact? The YouTube videos that got the most views were all of the YouTube videos that had Binema as the default thumbnail. This is not a joke. For some reason, only the videos that had Binema as a thumbnail. The two people on YouTube. Who is Binema? Binema is the cinema emote, but it has like the cat instead of the person. Does that add up? You can see it in my Discord. On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Well, I mean, most people die when they're shot in the heart, I gotta say. I'm so behind on Twitch culture. It's alright. Is this? I should add Binema to my channel. 1 second. Alright. Let me see my emotes, please. There we go. What's never used? Let me see. You know, blob dance, never used. Goodbye. My phone tab was really dragging my internet down. Holy. I imagine so. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. Alright. Binema should now be on the channel. Let's go. Binema. Deadlock and just like everyone lagging everywhere in fights. That's fair. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. That's one of my least favorite things, actually, is like when I'm going somewhere and I'm like, all right, get out the Steam Deck, make sure my games are updated, get out my phone, make sure my games are updated. Like, make sure I have everything I need to, like, survive however long I'm gonna be away. Cry at my computer because I can't take it with me. So you're just gonna be gone, Fallen, for like a month? You look into international phone/data plans. 3 weeks, that's a month. Well, I hope you have a wonderful time on vacation. And you know when I'm live, so if you ever have the opportunity, I'd be glad to. Scotland. Nice. Well, you're definitely not gonna be awake when I'm fucking playing. That's for damn sure. And if you are, go to bed. I'll be here. You know how it is. I'll be able to catch the start of Kate's stream in the evening. You're... Alright. I hope you have a wonderful time on vacation, Fallen, but we still got another stream together before you leave. I'll say bye tomorrow. Oh, God. I was like... Well, I keep pressing A, like, trying to continue this, and I'm like, why ain't it going? Why ain't it going? I forgot that I went and added Binema. Because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot. Simpleton of a man for what he was. Don't you mean a foolish man? A foolish man? A fool? Foolish fool? Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mystery was caught in the act on film by a security camera. He's an even bigger simpleton than I thought. Can't believe he didn't notice the security camera. The Condopian embassy security system was supposed to be very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area. So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself? Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rell on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear. The footage includes sound, huh? I don't think I ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real time. Me neither. That video evidence is pretty damning. Just a little bit. Honestly, if that was the evidence against me, I'd get away. I just dropped something. Where'd it go? Where is it? I need to make sure I don't like step on it later. I can't see it. Oh no. It couldn't have rolled anywhere. God damn it. Alright, 1 second. Chat, tell me where it is while I look for it on the floor. Oh yeah. Oh, there it is. It actually rolled quite a bit. Believe it or not. Oh yeah. Hello. It's me. And actually, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go help my mom get back inside. Woo! Hello, I'm back. There's a party going on next door. I did not notice that because I am fucking blind. Alright, while I'm waiting to see what's going on with that, whether she went there or not, I'm gonna teach you all how to make tea. Ready for this? See, 4 minutes. Alright. Didn't get invited. We actually were invited. But do you know anything about me? Do I really seem like the type of person who would go to a party? Alright, so this is an herbal tea, which means you brew it at 212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius. Its brew time is 4 minutes. Oh yeah, leave it undisturbed. You don't want to actually. I know some people like to move the tea bag while it's brewing. That will only upset the amount of time it's supposed to take. If you want it to brew correctly, you're not supposed to touch it. Get it twisted. All right. So now we wait. 4 minutes. So that's like on 9 o'clock on the hour. And the piece that's missing in the surveillance video that was playing in court. Surveillance video. How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? Video showing the moment in which Mr. Rel committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed? Are you done with your inspection of the evidence? Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I'm missing a single piece of evidence, prosecutorial evidence. Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties? Well, what? No, I dare not lick my duties. What? Oh my god. Derelict. No, I dare not lick my duties. What do you take me for? No, Your Honor. The most important piece of evidence in today's trial, the surveillance video, is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me. Needs to be put in a nursing home. So true. But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene? There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It appears that for me to find the answers I seek, I'll have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime, defendant's lobby number 2. Well, well, well. Look who it is. There's Detective Bad, but who is he with? I've never seen that officer before. So, did he find it? No, not yet. I've looked everywhere. Well, well, well. I see. Well then, please continue with the search. Understood. I'll continue the search. Heh. So you're the one running this show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at the crime scenes. How dare you? Just who do you think you are? What was that all about? And who was that man just now? Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life. Does he even know that we're standing right here behind him? I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kids? It looks like you were paying attention after all. Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head. Ah, so that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now? The guy came here from the Republic of Genfa to study. He's Agent Lang. Well, 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 Agent Lang. Well, 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 my tea is done. All right. Tea bag out. But whatever remaining water is in there, do not, under any circumstance, try to get the water out of the tea bag. You're just gonna make your drink more bitter. All right? You take the tea bag out and immediately get rid of it. Or if it's a tea bag set to handle 2 cups of tea, you can use it for another cup of tea. Usually tea bags are good for 2 cups, but 1 cup's usually good enough. Too many bullet holes. He does have too many, and he said that only some of them are from actual bullets, so who knows what he's doing. Anyway, then you add sweetener to taste and stir. It's that easy. Tea bag water. There's a vast difference from tea prepared correctly and tea not prepared correctly. Oh. Now it's gonna be hot as fuck because this is a herbal tea and I had to brew it at boiling, but yeah, that's good. No surprise there. 3rd degree burns. You should let it sit for a minute if you brewed it at boiling, which you should do for herbal teas. That's what they're, that's how they're, like, if it says steep for a certain amount of time, it doesn't tell you the temperature. If it's herbal tea, assume boiling. He's tried everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of detainment from scratch. By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication. He's still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy's more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude. Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time. I agree. First of all, come on, man. We were going so long without making fun of Gumshoe. I agree. However, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bad? Earlier, that little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well. Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the 2 of you. Huh. I highly doubt that has nothing to do with me. Huh. Fine, if this is the game I must play, then I will take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding and what happened in this room straight from him. That is one tiny TV. Detective Gumshoe was rather shocked at this and said it is huge compared to his own. Ha! Anything compared with something he owns will always seem grandiose. What the fuck? Speaking of grandiose, I'll say that ego of yours could use a little deflating. Earlier you said in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2. You are quite the busy man, Detective Bad. Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say. I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct? I don't have anything left to say to you, boy. No, boy, you'll see. We'll drop my answers out of you one way or another. We'll kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation. I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think? Ugh. Please, we're asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation. Don't push me, kid. I'd like to ask once again about what happened around here at the time of the crime. I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do would be a waste of time. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know any about? Things you don't know about, but aren't you supposed to know everything? He should. Wait, is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind the piece of evidence. I try showing it to him. Maybe it'll prove to be the key to get some answers from Detective Bad. Detective Bad, do you know of the existence of this item in this photograph? Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case. In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and the Yatagarasu key are one and the same? What? That's impossible. It looks like he didn't know after all. This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use this Yatagarasu's key to prove that Mr. Rell was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct? I guess so. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife. Yeah, I have to admit, neither one of us knew that fact. And if neither of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this? I noticed that since a little while ago, you appear to be searching for something. I assume that this key is what you were searching for. Yeah, that's right. And why were you searching for it? Because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life? It's bad. So that we may find the truth, please testify for me once more. All right. But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happens. Nothing will change. Yo, let's go. Detective Bad. I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1. My answer is still the same. And this is the last time I'm going to do this. That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up and find the truth behind this case. Let's go. Detective Bad's movements. Very big cinnamon notes this time. I'm not getting a lot of berry from it. That makes sense. Cinnamon is a very strong flavor in teas. I was in lobby number 1 talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran to lobby number 2. Ooh, it sounds like the exact same story you told us earlier. Indeed, however, I feel that we have yet to draw out all the information we can. Specifically, I was in lobby number 1 talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I believe that. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. Bozo. That's your testimony. Right. It's probably the balloon piece.
Objection!
Frick you, game, piece of shit. You're doing right now is the way I think of explaining that. That means it was simply a guess all along, wasn't it? No. Fine. Hold it. Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary? I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot. The gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one from the murder. That would give that other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I said, please amend your testimony with that statement just now. Sure. I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, man.
Objection!
Oh, so now it's whatever. I don't care. It's fine. Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything? It's the same color as the one Kay was holding. Always a step ahead. Oh, so you knew about that girl's balloon? Yeah, I was sitting with her up in the gallery. During the recess, just before we split up, I filled that balloon up for her. Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon. So what about the balloon? I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point. What are you getting at? Huh. This fragment was found in the hallway right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot. Oh. So the sound that the judge heard was not actually a gunshot, huh? Bro's name is Bad, he has to be evil. He's been pretty good so far. On top of that, his honor said that he had heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was about to reconvene. Yes, which means that his honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway when you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at the time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well, so... What? Don't give me a so! We just proved that there is a flaw in your testimony. The crackling of truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivety crackling. And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever stop to think why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged? That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked. What's that supposed to mean? The doors and walls are super thick. The window panes are double layered. To top it off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbing material. Then you mean... Since I was shut up in lobby number 1, there was no way I could have heard that sound. No, Gurk. I knew that was what he was going to say. And that means that scruff-face testimony is completely useless. The rooms are soundproof, and of course you wouldn't hear any sign of struggle. Nyah. That's also why it's only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now do you get it, kids? Miles, I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic. Not the other way around. The other way around. It's not possible to hear the sound of a balloon popping if one were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, a person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either. And yet Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, if that's the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot? What do you mean, how? I just did. Huh. It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words. Oh, how so? The rooms are as soundproof as you say they are. Then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears? I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I had thought. Which means what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does it boil down to? It boils down to this. There must be a reason as to how Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot they theoretically couldn't have. The ants! True! It looks like we need to examine the state of the crime again. The state of the crime scene. Wait, could it be? It's the ultra strong perfume you wear. She spilled some of it. It even redid that. Wow. And way too noisy. Surveillance video. How can a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? Okay. It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through barred windows. And yet, the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape from defendant lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through these open barred windows. What? Those are the only 2 things. Sure, whatever. Now then, what else besides a smell can go both in and out of open barred windows? This answer is sound, so no matter how carefully the killer was, the windows were open, the jig would be up. Since the windows in both defendants' lobby, one in the hallway, were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations. Yippee! The missing piece of evidence is a video that shows the moment in which Mr. Rell killed the embassy staff member. Sound the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it was played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the recess and brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible the tape is still here in the room. Eureka! The evidence that the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place. Miles, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking. Let's start looking again. It's not a waste of time to think, for I have figured out where we should look. And where would that be? I believe we should examine the television. The TV? Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like. I won't rest until I've inspected every nook and cranny. It's a video player, and there seems to be a videotape inside. It looks like it. The tape must have been stopped on its own when it reached the end. This tape, could it not be the missing surveillance tape? I suppose, but Detective Bad, would it be alright with you if I verified the contents of this video? Sure, knock yourselves out. Alright then, let's rewind this and see what we have. Oh man, rewinding VHSs, man. Bad times, actually. If I remember correctly, the footage of Rel killing the embassy staff member should be about the 30-minute mark from the start of the tape. Understood. This should be about right. Now then, let's see. No, this is the footage of Mr. Rel shooting the embassy staff member. I knew it. Threw the tape out the window, but okay. This is a piece of evidence. The surveillance video was here all along. This sound. What's the meaning of this? It appears that Detective Bat has figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind this double murder. Do you mean you figured it all out then? Yes, all I have to do now is show what the gunshot Detective Bat and Gumshoe heard was, and throw where they heard it. Yeah, fine. In that case, show me what you've deduced. What the gunshot Detective Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from. I'll rest until I've expected everything. Somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold. Eureka! The door and windows to the crime scene, namely this door were closed. The killer could have used this gun and no one would have been the wiser. That's true. This courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing, as it were. However, what happened in reality was Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bat, and Miss Yu, all three of them heard the gunshot. Well, the windows in lobby 1, 2, and the hallway were open. So naturally, the people in those locations could hear it. Ah, but then, why would the criminal open the window in the first place? To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose. Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this. But why was that necessary in the first place? I want a real answer, Mild, advanced satisfaction. Very well. I believe the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact. What was that the killer wanted to manipulate of our perception of? The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to their precise wishes, and they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so. So that's why the tape was left running. You mean the gunshot I heard was from this video? Yes, which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. It must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty. Someone who has no alibi for that period of time and planned this crime out in advance. That person is the real killer. What a twist. Let's go. It was K. No, it was not K. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, what is it? Miss Yu is asking for you. She's in the courtroom. She says she's identified the murderer, but that she wants to clarify something. It looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something. It was me. Fallen. You can't say it was me and then like leave the country to go to Scotland. That's not allowed. That's not allowed. No escape. What are they gonna do? This is what they're gonna do. Oh, what the fuck? Better Twitch TV isn't letting me autocomplete. Alright, no problem. What are they gonna do? Everyone at the same time, give me that. God. Understood. Please tell me her I will be right over. I'll come along. I want to hear what she has to say. It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth. To be continued. Chat. You know what it's a perfect time for? Do you know what it's a perfect time for? You do, don't you? That's right, it's Icicle, baby! It's the perfect time for Evil Eye. One day, we'll start dancing. Item room means twisted pear is not it. Passive, not from repentance, tears. Give me spoon bender. 3, passive, crane game item room, no. Always unlocked, yes. Tears. So it's good. It's a good item. It's a really good item. Quality 3. We're looking at like maybe a red item from their Deadeye. Oh, surprisingly, a pretty decent guess. Okay, okay, okay. Not bad. If you can figure out what the tiers are, it is red. It is red. Bloody Lust is damage. It's not damage. Just tears. Just tears. Cupid's arrow. Is that red enough? I don't know. Eye of Belial's not in the item room. Hemolacria is tier 4, I believe. Is that right? Infestation 2? Yeah, that might be it. What? That's orange? Fuck you. It's not Devil Room. Can I get a description? Fire tears. Oh, it's just bird's eye. Well, that's easy. Me when it's fire tears and it's not ghost pepper? Yep. Left hand. Less than 13, nothing else is right. Give me Jawbreaker. More than 10. Holy shit. Always unlocked. So it's like maybe it's a black tooth? Okay, it's 12 exactly, and it's gray. Oh my god. Or brown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, not that. Is it transparent? Oh, it might be. It might be transparent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Or orange. It's not orange. Definitely not orange. Could be purple. Could be purple. 11. Crystal key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not transparent. Can I get a description? Boss enemies. Boss enemies. Boss enemies. It's purple heart. That makes sense to me. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. I like how we had to go through. It wasn't gray, by the way. It literally had to be purple or brown. So, purple heart. That seems like a good guess. The Dolls, Isaac Connect. All right, what do we got here? Quick look. Doesn't really give me much. Piercing, maybe? Europe. All right. Random effects, potentially. Replaces hearts with something else. Europe. Items that can remove red hearts. I hate this, by the way. Items that can remove red hearts. Not items that do remove red hearts. Just some that might remove red hearts. Fuck you. Items that slow? Almost. Ah. Almost. There we go. I swear Spewer could. What do all of these have? Oh, these are Super Meat Boy references. Yeah. Or I guess Steven isn't, but the other 3 are. Ba-ba-da-ba. Creeps bite slow. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Oh, well. Oh, never mind. Ghost poison, water poison, bug poison, bug flying, bug fighting, water fighting, just go with the easy one, which is Urshifu. Rapid Strike. G-Max. Water Fighting. Water Flying. I don't know. Swanna. Water Poison. How about Toxapex? Still on my phone. Time to see if it runs like shit or not. Damn. Luckily, dailies in ZZZ are so easy. They're like one of the easiest things. Ghost Fighting, Marshadow. One day I'll get a shiny Marshadow. Ghost Poison, literally only 3, and my favorite is Haunter. Bug Poison. Beedrill Mega. Bug Flying. Butterfree. Bug Fighting. Give me Buzzwole. Alright, that was easy, but I didn't do very well. I was trying to complete my board. Oh well. Nothing to be done about it. Very simple, though. Very simple. Very easy. Like, if I don't try to get low ones, I literally can just fill it out so quick. You don't even know. I'm so powerful. By the way, I got Lucy today. So that was pretty poggers. I hit my, I think it's a 50-50 on in R1999. But you know. Let's see. Oh, that Lucy, not ZZZ Lucy. ZZZ Lucy is the only character I don't have for 4 stars. It's very funny. So I still don't have that one. Still don't have that one. Well, you get her free in the event. Oh, I should probably do that, huh? That's A rank starting candidate for me to get as well. Very funny how that happens. That's not we're not even the same. The 2 people I know that's the case. I know one other person where that's the case. It's crazy. All right, let's go tell Miss U that she committed murder. Okay. Wait, save. Look, it's crazy, right? Okay, what are you doing here? Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating. But the object you're looking for has already... Hold it. Okay. Don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation. Okay, you got it. Detective Bad. Haven't we already found what you were looking for? She didn't have any write-ups. Exactly. If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little while longer, any little task will do. Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought. Huh. I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth. We're all given for free. That's true. Oh, in bed. Literally almost all of them but her. I have also been waiting for the moment in which we can lay this case to rest. Waha! The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest? Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? Waha! I think we more than solved this case already. Pwah. Don't you? We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I see we even have a viewer in the gallery. And why? Even Mr. Bad is here. A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander. I have a duty to see this case through to the end. No matter how it turns out. Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. I've taken statements on every single person's movements during the time when our suspect was in the hallway. I've also confirmed that there is no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must without a doubt be Detective Gumshoe. And that's all you have to... Yes, that's all there is to my conclusion. In this case, sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there's always time for a rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. It'd be more appropriate to follow the rules of the court in this case, don't you think? Ha ha ha, how absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing. But alright, I'll play along, give you a proper testimony. You joke like rush hour. True! All I have to do now is to prove it by showing who the real killer is. It's you, miss you. It's K! It's not K. Everyone sans the subject has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirm there is no possible escape route from lobby number 2, which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion, that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Phew! Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth. Huh, but of course. There's no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards she has up her sleeve. Hold it! The suspect. But I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven. Ahaha, are you joking, Edgeworth? I assure you this is no joke. Look, I know you heard it from the judge earlier. The detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll. Yes, that is correct. But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since they're snacking. I see she's done her research well, which means I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she's withholding. Gross. Remember, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide. That scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back. Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhausted, the crime scene in lobby number 2 has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. But because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect. But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden? That's the first place everyone looked silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Bad? Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. So they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case. I also confirmed that there is no possible escape route from lobby number 2. Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape? Of course, I'm sure. And why are you so certain? This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. Just common sense. Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future. Whatcha? Kirk. Which leaves us with just one unshakable conclusion, that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. You might think it's unshakable, but to me there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand? But you're the only one still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing. That's true, actually. I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. I suppose we really reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about our argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francesca or myself speaking with you about the subject. But there were witnesses. For you, there is your mentor who gave you an alibi. I see. For the little Missy, she came to the courthouse during the recess and was stopped by a security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma. Now, I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard or a bailiff or anyone else. Wait, so basically the only reason Franziska bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor? By the way, Miss Yu, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty? What about them? Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time? What kind of idiot do you take me for? Doesn't matter when the killer went into the lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene as we dashed from lobby number 1, the only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe. Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard the gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when that gunshot you heard went off? What then? That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception of when... Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1. Care to explain how we could have been fabricated?
Take that!
That tape! Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape of Mr. Riel, the prosecution presented in trial today. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up. You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was the gunshot in the video. Ah, but I do, which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. That's the only thing I can think of too. After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turning the television volume all the way up and left the video to play. It played from the beginning. It would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe. Sounds from a television don't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Of course we knew. Didn't we, Miles? Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this courtroom's Of course, I'm not about to admit we had no idea until only a little while ago. That's right, the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet we heard the gunshot clear as day. Of course we knew, clueless. He's pulling a Phoenix right beforehand. And that's it, end of story. Huh, but it's not. How could I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from a soundproof room? The window was open. There is actually one common point between lobby 1 and lobby 2, and that is despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each. Now we know that the window in lobby 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby 1 was also opened. Aha! It's probably just a coincidence that we're both open at the same time. Of course, it was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. And the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is...
Take that!
You! Miss Callisto, you! I hereby firmly indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel. What? You indict me? K. No, I'm not going to indict K. Shh. I will not indict the child. What Ace Attorney game would have the literal baby commit murder? Y'all should play the Great Ace Attorney, which, by the way, on sale for $17, $16 right now. Right now, you can get the Great Ace Attorney on Steam, 16 bucks. Crazy deal. I believe it, children can be evil. True. Me being the Great Ace Attorney's biggest shill. You should buy it. If you like the series at all, you should buy it. Too expensive. Brother, you just spent so much money on tier 3 subs. Now, the funniest play to be is to donate more subs and be like, I have no more money. But I think that's too much money to be spending on a joke. Please, I beg of you, if you care at all for good video games, please buy the Great Ace Attorney. It's so good. I would not lie to you about this. Every single person who I've recommended to that has actually played it has told me how much they liked it. It's so good, please. And 16 bucks is such a steal. support good pieces of media. We don't get a lot of them. She is a Herlock simp. That's fine. Literally, that's a fine reason. Herlock is is a fantastic character. Really. And it really does take the full 2 games to understand just how good of a character he is. Look, it is very hard to describe how good those 2 games are without spoiling them. So please, I beg of you, buy it and play it. I know they're long. I know you're all busy. I don't give a shit. Do it now. It is because of him. Why in the future? It's $16 right now. There's no better time. The best part is, even if you watched me play the second game here, I'm saving for a Japan trip. Give me that. $20 is nothing in that kind of funds. 1 meal, 2 meals, get out of here. I promise you, it's worth it. They really are. Those 2 games really are that good. I would not lie to you. Please. They are fantastic games to play on the Steam Deck while you're vacationing in Scotland. I don't know if Fallen has a Steam Deck. I'm just making shit up. But if you have a Switch... Oh, wait. I know for a fact you don't have a Switch, though, right? Fallen? I think that's like the one thing I know about you. Isn't that right? You don't have a Switch. Yes, I knew it! When it gets off sale, then maybe I'll get it after I finish what I'm doing. Yoshi Story! Yeah, I'll take a look. 1 second. Phone tablet for non-desktop gaming. Gosh. October 8th is when the promotion ends. You actually have so much fucking time. So instead, you should take that $16 and buy gifted subs with it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, maybe soon. I've been listening to the Great Ace Attorney soundtrack for like the last 3 days. Ever since I've like, the last 3 days, last 3 weeks, ever since I started playing this game, I've been like, man, I wish I could be playing the Great Ace Attorney. All right. Let's get this bozo. Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she is the killer? I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course I'm serious. Because she's the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Yu, do you still feel like laughing now? Ha 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 ha. Of course I do, Edgeworth. Bargain must not be tight enough yet. Although I never thought things would spiral into this. But I'll have you know, I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right? Misuse rebuttal. Oh, hell yeah. You argue that the window was open. However, do you have proof it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this, especially with logic as full of holes as yours. This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test. Press your ass!
Hold it!
Evidence? All I need to do is have some prints analyzed and we know straight away. Huh. Be my guest. She sounds as though she has the room to maneuver. Which means, even if we were able to lift prints, it'd only show that it was someone else, but why would that someone else was forced to open the window? That's simple logic. Why don't I try presenting that piece of evidence? I have nothing to lose. What's wrong? The scrunched eyebrows on your forehead, they're back. More importantly, what are you to not be okay running fingerprints analysis? Yes, I'll be fine. Oh, well in that case, I'll just continue with my testimony, alright? Do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? You have proof that it was I who did it? Sure.
Objection!
Get owned. Fuck you. First statement. I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss You? Aha, Edgeworth. I never knew you were wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know. Well, that's pretty fucking old-fashioned of you, Miss You. What? This isn't mine. That's right, it's mine, and I received it from Detective Bad, you see. Miss You, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much is for sure. Cancelled. That you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad. Psh. Ah! And that you're super easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume? Well, you were in lobby number 1. You made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad. Oh, I know. You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window.
Objection.
Come now, I've already told you that that's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know. So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window. The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important factor about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at that time. You mean, Miss you were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1 when you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could only have been thought up by you, Miss You. Grr. Grr, add one to the grr counter. Ha ha ha. You accused me of murder and the fact that I spilled a little perfume? Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday. Would you care to testify as to why? Ha ha ha. Look, I had a lot of fun today, really, but I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let me make this last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Why, it couldn't have been me. Accusing someone of murder over spilled bottle of perfume is a little over the top, but I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. In any case, it simply could not have been me. First of all, I didn't forge the spilled perfume. That fucking happened. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Miles, her testimony is flawless. Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. Why couldn't it be me? Ba-ba-bum. It's a bit over the top. I think I already explained the significance of that earlier. You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume. But that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill. Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character. Ah ha ha ha. Do as you like, but as for me, I believe. I believe that you are the true culprit in this case. Pwah. My, you're enthusiastic. Of course, I should have guessed. I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. I firmly request that you desist in your attacks against my mentor. Well, she's right, but we'll get to that later. Yes, or we'll sue you for defamation. All I'm doing is telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip. Although your adamant denials are, shall we say, just adding fuel to the fire. How dare you say such a thing? Calm down, little girl. Don't let her get to you. He didn't kill Edgeworth's dad, by the way. True! False. Aw, why do you have to ruin my fun? Well, shall I continue? In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. And why exactly could you not have killed him? Aha, I was just about to testify to that. You're such an impatient man. I'm not really into that, you know, at Edgeworth. You're Your preferences have no bearing on what is at hand. Ah! Being a little uncomfortable, are we? Gurn!
Objection!
Miss you, you will desist in this tomfoolery and return to your testimony. And Miles, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy. Ahem, sorry. Miss you, please continue with your testimony. Sure. As I was saying, I can't possibly have killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to hide him came from. At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yu. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag. Miles, what do you think you're doing? I'm drawing the truth out from her. That's what I'm doing. Huh? I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today. Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use. Aha! So, that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you cut it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key the Yatagarasu had sent. And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on. Did you really think you could trap me? Come on, be honest. Huh, I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony. This woman is about to be surprised. Sure, why not? I'll even say it as many times as you'd like. There was a key to his evidence bag, but you can't kill someone with a simple key.
Hold it!
Hold it? Yes, you can. Miss you. I would just like to confirm something with you one more time. Oh, about what's going to happen to Detective Gumshoe after this. I don't need to ask you about that. Because he isn't the killer. Pfft. Looks like the numbers of wrinkles on your forehead have increased yet again. Ah! That issue aside, Miss Yu, I would like to ask you about what's inside that bag. You are sure it was the Yatagarasu key, correct? Pfft. Yes, I'm sure. Which is why I'm completely baffled as to where that knife could have come from. I think I've just spotted the road to a perfect victory. Finally, it appears that you've revealed your true identity, Miss Yu, Miles. Your final statement, yes, I know. All I have to do now is present the evidence. But what is this ominous feeling that I can't shake? Ba-ba-ba-bum!
Objection!
Miss Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key to the Yatagarasu sent to the police. A trap. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it is in fact has the secret ability to transform into a knife, which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not? Yes. Well, with the Yatagarasu key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Girk. Do you understand now? Just knowing of the existence of the Yatagarasu key. I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be lying for all you know. You would, even now, still feign ignorance. Aha, I'm not feigning anything. But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with that false evidence, can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma, I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Are you mocking my Baba? Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. Now take a good look. He would certainly not have killed Edgeworth's father, after all. This piece of evidence is more than real. Wow, who knew there was such a trick to this thing? Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of the law enforcement and who would never have been privy to this trick, would have never known about it to begin with. Good name, sure. Furthermore, that's something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was? Actually, I heard about it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. L off, he told me. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at the time. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms. What are you saying is simply not possible? And why not? Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. From within these pages, he's mentioned nothing about a knife. I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know. Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication? Unfortunately, that is also impossible because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. Well, it would have been highly classified information, even within the police force. And it's something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition? Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have had much of a reason to. Pfft. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh? How can you laugh at a time like this? She probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. I suppose you're right. Miss you. I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife. Hee. Do you now? Why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me? Oh, I will, and I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it, the moment of truth, the secret behind the Yatagarasu key. Only one person could have knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Yatagarasu key could change into a knife?
Take that!
There's only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key. And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself. Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagarasu? Miss you. You used Mr. Real to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You who profess to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do you do something like this? Yeah, she'd be laughing. K! True. Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill. It's even greater than when I sneak into someplace. You killed Faraday? Why? Answer me. Callisto you. Callisto you, huh? That's not my real name. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan in complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both. But didn't you say that you despise criminals? But do I really? Have you forgotten about the KG8 incident too? Maybe. What sort of woman would... So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent? Well, I had a good idea what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu key as evidence and that he would bring it with him, which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well designed as this, no one would be the wiser, because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? Casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretense that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. In order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. Then he let me hold the Yatagarasu just like that. You never noticed I had changed the key into a knife inside that plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life. How could you kill him? I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death. If you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Real as well. I believe I mentioned when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness, and how that led to the killer about setting them up as though they killed each other. The trick with the surveillance tape. Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape, which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. After all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with a bullet. Holy shit. He's telling us all this. You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you betray a client? Client? You want to talk about who was a client of whose first? It was me. I was the client in the murder of the Cadofian embassy staff member. Died man. You ordered a hit job? You still haven't figured it out? Mr. Bad. I had dead men killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination? It can't be. That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring. What? How could this? You don't mean you're working with Manny Cochin too, do you? Maybe, maybe not. Guess you'll never know. Yatagarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer. That's right, little girl. Yatagarasu is just another killer. Be quiet, you. Yatagarasu, you can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? A dead man killed because his name was literally asking for it. So true? No, well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. A derringer? Really? You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarasu key to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it. Ugh. You mean the key was your real target? And even after I gave you such a great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence. You two, get down. Eek! My body, I can't move. Hey, mister, to your right. You! Oh, you're all right, Francisca. I'm perfectly fine, Miles. Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? That's a gunshot. September 10th, 7 p.m. I'm going to be pissed. I have horrible news for you. He's alive! Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. Now it'd be so funny if we had another bullet hole. They should have the parameter set up soon. Detective Bat, are you all right? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket. Yup. You may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. I don't think there's a person alive that has like a close raise with a bullet and just is like completely fine. That shit is like maybe like the one thing, despite nature having no guns, we have like instinctively drilled into our heads to be like deathly afraid of. If anyone might be used to it, it might be this guy. I don't think so. Even then, right? More importantly, boy, I mean Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma, are you too hurt? I'm absolutely fine. I'm also all right, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She just sort of disappeared. Stallone has been shot twice. That's true. Just microdosing bullet shots so he gains her distance. True. I'll go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Detective Bad, sir. I'm sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all. Heard about what happened. From Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. Now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops. Pops. Watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we? Totally expecting that to pull out a gun on for real on you. That would have been sick. Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care. Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday. Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything. Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison. I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. It was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor. Well, even if we didn't have His Honor's testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf. Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective. Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me. She did. Oh, what is it? What was it that Kay left for me? The proof of their friendship.
Take that!
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll. Can I really have it? Yes, it's a present meant for you after all. Badge. Should have picked the gun. You people are evil. First of all, why does badge sound like a Madge alternative emote? Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. It probably is true. I'm gonna eat this right now. Sure, go ahead. The Swiss roll, Detective Gumshoe, and K-Bot together. Well, one half saved never reached her father. It appeared that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective. He's so happy. It's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own. Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him. Whoop! That was good, pal. I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. I gotta thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she? The only notice just now was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier. Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him. Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first, you know what, pal? I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement. Shut up! The only people that are nice to Gumshoe are children. That's because Gumshoe's like just a nice guy, right? And children, they can tell when someone's hiding like their actual thoughts. Gumshoe, he says all of his thoughts because there ain't much there, brother. But you know something? That's based. We have to hurry, report what has happened to Papa. Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective. Roger, sir. And don't you worry, I'll investigate the next case we're on real well. I'll be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. That was like a bad dream. My first outing at court came to a disturbing end. If you have another flashback, I will become miss you. I was finally able to promptly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. I will become back my money. I will become back my... I didn't pay any money for this game. I got it from Kate. So, technically, I can't get any money back. Still, the sentiment is there. I will become back my money. But I suppose that's just how things are. Flashback, get it twisted. I'm not getting the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Oh, no! She's now... So, do you remember now? Yes. I remember everything. Kay. It's been a while. Kay, you sure grew up a lot. Of course, but thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me. Oh my god, we're back to real life. No, this is still a flashback. It's just been standing here for like 3 hours, just totally gone. You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been this whole time? Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much. Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're all right. So does it all make sense now? You betcha it does. Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently and... Hold it. Actually, there are still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay. Huh? First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father. No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father. Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu? Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and I found a secret diary hidden amongst his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure. But that's impossible. What's with that look? You don't believe me? It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now. All right then, how do you explain this? It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing. Yep, that's Little Thief, truth be told. This is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father. Wow, Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, he was a really great thief, huh? Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed. And the Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently. Someone other than you. Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article. It's to Embassy. But, the Yatagarasu sent the Embassy a calling card? Yeah, I mean, this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto Yu lady is behind this, because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out. The Yatagarasu did send a white card along with everything to be publicized. Other Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves. Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up. I knew I couldn't just let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. So you're saying that I have your father's and Miss Yu's identities backwards? Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. I want to revive the real old noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace. Kay. Kay, you're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal. Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. If you're planning to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, you guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now? Mr. Edgeworth. What I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman. That evil woman. You mean Callisto Yu. I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe. The legend, the Yatagarasu? So true! Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me? Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you. Huh? Owe me for what? Miss Yu made her escape. It was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid. Then you mean, yes. That case has been weighing down on my soul ever since that fateful day. So much so that I forgot it up until this very moment. Shut the fuck off, Edgeworth, you nerd. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you. Miss Edgeworth, thank you. Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, isn't that great, Kay? Yeah, sure is, Gummy. Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. You too, motherfucker! What is with their chubby relationship? Jealous? Great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief. Take back into the darkness. Burn Faraday. Callisto Yu and Kay Faraday. The phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu. And the Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. The end. I will, in fact, save my promise. Save my fucking whatever, right here. Turnabout ablaze. This should be the last one, right? Yerp. Y'all ready? It's time for real gaming. How much Ace Attorney? We have one more case in this game and then 5 more cases presumably in the next game. 2 cards. One of the Black Raven and one of the White Raven. Country torn in 2. One to the west and one to the east. Is this a riddle? Maybe. When those who were split apart are made whole, the truth will reveal itself. It's the Yatagarasu. The Yatarasu's here. You, accursed Yatagarasu. K, you! Actually, Edgeworth, you're the one who did that. Did you not read the text? March 14th, 10:17 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. It's so nice, almost dreamlike, to finally have the chance to relax and sip some tea. Yo, I really don't have that much tea left. I'll take 1 sip left. Shit's cold as fuck. Especially after what a whirlwind the past few days have been. My return flight. Yep. And the next day I was investigating a kidnapping and murder at the Gateway Land Park. And later that night, a detective's body welcomed me back to my office, along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to the case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? Well, at least I have today. All I ask is I be allowed to spend it quietly. Mr. Edgeworth. Bro is sipping. This is big, I tell you. Hey, what's wrong with you? Where's your enthusiasm? And suddenly, the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind. What are you talking about, fragility of dreams? Come on, let's go. The fake Yatagarasu isn't going to find herself, you know. Well, if you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit last night, but you're fake. Say what? Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we're looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay. What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep talking to me right now? Anyway, I've got something much more important that I want you to see. Oh, and that is... Take a look at this. Sends card to Embassy. On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secrets. That's quite a bold declaration to send to an embassy. Suppose it was inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this. The date on the card mentions is today, huh? Come on, we gotta hurry. The embassy awaits. Suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating? Well, it's some really special country, and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that. Where's all your energy? Why are you so lackadaisical today? I'm not, Kay. You're just too wound up. Well, then you should get wound up too. Someone be like, you're wound up. Well, you should get wound up too. Fuck it. We ball. Because this just might be our chance to catch that woman. And miss you. The woman who killed Kay's father, Brian Faraday, 7 years ago. Callisto Yu. Claiming to be the great thief Yatagarasu. Disappeared from the courtroom. She makes me so mad, the phony. Everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a call-in card. Series and murdered loved ones. That's the thing, male protagonist. Is that every time you kill someone, you killed someone's loved one. Remember that. Till a company underhanded dealings are made public. Well, not always. In most cases, I'd say like 99% of cases. I'd even put a few decimal places after that as well. So true, I should murder less. You can't say that on twitch.tv. So true, I should murder more. You leave. Please. I beg of you. You cannot say that on Twitch. Trust me. The target is always unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome. In Minecraft, no, Twitch, we're talking about Minecraft. Twitch, they're joking, they're joking. Yatagarasu's card that's shown in this article. It looks to me as though it could be genuine. See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. If this isn't a clue that the woman's involved, then nothing is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, out the door you go. Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. There's something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office. It's of a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why. What's up? Any reason why you're boring a hole through the newspaper with your eyes? No. No reason at all. Very well, seeing as how Miss Yu is also someone of a special nature to me, I agree there is some merit to be found in investigating this. I knew you'd come around. March 14th, 5 p.m. Theaterum Neutralis. By the light of this night's glorious moon. We are ready. And this is where our tale begins. Ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bum. They should just have the Steel Samurai theme going constantly. Heh, what a coincidence. Who would have thought that a Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held at such an elegant theater inside a foreign embassy? Yeah, the climax is really awesome. Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. I got chills down my spine when he pulled that move out. I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television. I have to say though, this embassy is set up kind of funny. I mean, they have two countries sharing the same building. Well, as you said yourself, this place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theater is special in that it is a neutral zone that's shared by the two countries. Edgeworth is about to slash. Edgeworth, no, that's the thing. Edgeworth never weebs out. He's like a secret weeb, right? He's someone when like you would never guess it, but someone says something wrong about his favorite show and he just politely goes up to and he goes, "Excuse me, that's wrong. Actually, this is what it is." And then he leaves completely unnoticed and you're just like, "Well, why do you know that?" And he's like, I heard it once from some guy." Closeted stealth weeb. Exactly. Let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of the two countries. The one that's called the Kingdom of Alabast. Yes, it appears that the Steel Samurai is very popular in that country as well. Ah, I see. This is like Dragon Ball Z in all of South America. Seems that way. Yo! Dan Jr. entering month 4. Has plenty of time to read up on that stuff when shoved into a locker. So fucking true. But you know what? Who's really into? Who I'm really into? The Jammin' Ninja. The Republic of Babal is sponsoring a Jammin' Ninja stage show. That's something for fangirls like me. You've totally got to see that too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Jammin' Ninja show is going to kick the Steel Samurai show's rear end. You know, ever since I first met this girl, I've always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja. So anyway, about today's events, what's it called again? The Kingdom of Albas versus the Republic of Baal Goodwill Jubilee. The small European countries of the Kingdom of Albas and the Republic of Babal. These two countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature, and it was called the Principality of Codopia. Is everything all right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I'm all right. Moving on. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two through signs of their past remain. For example, their flags reserve the flower and the butterfly motifs to this day. Codopia, huh? The KG-8 incident, and what was referenced to as the second KG-8 incident, which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Codopia. In the 7 years that have passed, the country may have split into two. However, the Aaaaaand still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean? Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something. Oh, excuse me. What were we talking about again? If you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we were talking about the Alabas versus Babal Goodwill Jubilee. Two countries have had a pretty bad relationship with each other. But supposedly they've been trying really hard to make up recently. That's why they decided to hold this event. Just visual novels, eh? Never played one. Yeah. Yeah, kinda. They're mostly visual novels, but they have a lot more gameplay than you would expect from a visual novel at the same time. But yeah, more or less. Also, both countries claim to own the real Primidux statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal. Okay, may I remind you to take care and not succumb to your thieving desires? Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself. You know that. She had better be saying that in jest. Hey, I can read your body language, you know, and you've got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you. This much in between. You must understand. The stuff in between the courtroom stuff is what makes the courtroom stuff so enthralling, so intense. It's a formula that's been proven to work. And you know what game does it best? That's right, the Great Ace Attorney. $16 on sale right now. Edgeworth pretending he doesn't hear Kay wanting to steal us like Orange pretending Chad isn't freaking TOS. Ad. I would gladly shill for that game for... Actually, who makes fucking this game? I don't even know. 1 second. Capcom. Yeah, that's them. It's like my second favorite game I've ever played. It's up there. My TOS breaking spot. True. And although we don't know if the Aaaaaand will really make an appearance, I suppose we should still spend some time examining this place. And we're here. We're fighting Lord from the Therium Naturalis. As you can see, tonight's audience is full of enthusiasm. Let's see what this member of the audience has to say. Well, okay, that was good. Let's do one more run through. Excuse me, but when you are ready to film for real, would you mind giving me a call? Sounds like she didn't hear a single word I just said. Is that I'm still waiting for them to put Edgeworth into Monster Hunter Wild. So true. Appears that the child is watching a video from the first season of the Steel Samurai. Go, go, keep on fighting till your last breath. Go, my hero, the Steel Samurai. Completely absorbed in singing the theme song, I see. I'll let this child watch in peace. Oh, hello there. Her name's like Lotta Woods, right? Or something like that. Where in tarnation are they? Come on, Big Scoop. Hey, mister, out of the way. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I seem to remember this woman from somewhere. Yerp. Yeah, my instincts are directing me not to engage in conversation with her. It doesn't be best if I left her alone. The national flag of the Republic of Ball is on display here. The crest on it features a butterfly. It really isn't rare to see a national flag featuring an animal on it. Not really. I can list at least a few off for you that do. Okay, then are there any flags with really chick things on them? Chick things? That's pretty vague, Kay. Although by my definition, there aren't really any flags that feature a chick object. Oh, that's too bad. Because if there were, I was thinking about stealing it. And what exactly would you do with a stolen national flag, Kay? Is there something I can help you with? I was wondering what is behind these doors. The Babalese embassy is just beyond these doors, sir. Do you have some business with the embassy? Do you require immediate access? Oh, no, that is quite all right. Are you sure, sir? Anyone and everyone is always welcome in the Republic of Babal. Well then, since we're here, an embassy isn't just some sort of theme park, Kay. You're such a buzzkill. If there's one word for Edgeworth, it's buzzkill. These flowers were sent by Global Studios. Global Studios? That's where they filmed the Steel Samurai television show. They have been producing hit after hit recently, so the studio is being remodeled. Oh, I read about that in the papers the other day. The mascot of theirs is also getting a facelift too, right? What's its name? You mean Miss Monkey? Yeah, I thought it was something like that. You really have a great memory. Ha! Never underestimate my powers of recollection. Sure, Edgeworth. This is the perfect angle. Go, my image. Travel across the wave world and into every TV set across the globe. A more honest approach to appearing on TV might serve your ambitions better. He's the killer, calling it. There are pamphlets about the 2 embassies here on the table. Me when I'm playing Human Echo be like, it still looks weird to me. The country split into 2 a few years back. So they share this building and its grounds 50-50 ever since. Oh, I guess it's because they don't have the money to separate to build 2 separate ones, huh? I should think that's not the reason why, Kay. I suppose they'll just help myself to one of these. Oh shit. What's all the hubbub? Ack! Hey look! It's a Steel Samurai! He's got his son, the Iron Infant, with him! Ba-ba-ba-dum-ba-da-ba-bum. Bum-bum-ba-da-ba-bum. Alright, Edgeworth is a huge fanboy. No way he wouldn't immediately run up to them. Get it twisted. Might I speak with you for a second? It's the Steel Samurai. It's so funny. Do you think he gets a name change when he grows up? Yeah, totally. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you glaring at him for? Ahem. Please excuse me. It's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before. To Mr. Edgeworth. Steel Samurai Daddy. It looks like he's written something down for you. To Edgeworth, from Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Tokyo. Oh, an autograph! Pretty cool that you got one, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Heh. I fucking... Sometimes Edgeworth is actually the greatest. He's not hiding it, at least. True. Mr. Steel Samurai, Ambassador Alba is waiting for you. Bum, bum. Proceed to become Albas to shake the hand of the ambassador. Steel Samurai isn't only here for the 2 countries tonight, but rather can be thought of as goodwill ambassador from our own country as well. Alright, it's not to lose his shit right now. Exactly. There he goes. I'll just spell goodwill to the world. He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we're shooting the next segment now. Camera! In just a few seconds, the Jammin' Ninja stage show is set to begin. After the show, the Jammin' Ninja will enter the Republic of Babal. He is set to meet with the Ambassador of Babal at that time. Ah, the Jammin' Ninja show is about to start! We gotta get back to our seats. Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas. Well, this show will change your mind. Come on, we have to hurry. If we miss even a second, the Jammin' Ninja's awesome playing. I'll never forgive you. This is like sending Batman as an ambassador. That's true. I suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, Kay? I can listen to that A Ninja Marked for Death's Lullaby song all day. It's a bird playing and that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye. And his heart-wrenching voice. Now that's the Jammin' Ninja's greatest weapon. Ah, this piece of Jammin' Ninja merchandise over there. I gotta have some. I especially want the hair sticks they're selling exclusively at these shows. They're exactly like the ones the heroine, Princess Missola, wears in her hair. Anyway, hold it right there, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, you're thinking of going home, aren't you? Well, it doesn't seem likely that the Yatagarasu will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely it was simply a prank. Looked like a perfect murder weapon, so true. No way, I just know the Yatagarasu will show. But I thought you said that the Yatagarasu doesn't send calling cards. Yeah, I did, but I figured from the very beginning that this would wind up being a wild goose chase, but that card she sent was a genuine fake calling card. A genuine fake? Well, how can I word this? Yatagarasu's mark on the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now. We've got a problem. Yatagarasu has been spotted in Albast. What? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! So you finally decided to show yourself, you phony. Hey, what gives? I'm sorry, but I will need to search you before you may enter. What the? Hey! The Steel Samurai just waltzed straight through with that one. If you don't hurry up and let me through, my phony is going to escape. Okay, a country's embassy is considered to be a part of the country itself. If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country... Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to enter through Babal and climb up over the walls into Albast.
Hold it!
Hold it! You would tell the prosecutor straight out that you intend to illegally enter another... Okay, are you listening to me? Mr. K. Faraday, I'm coming through. Yes, and welcome. Someone stop her, anyone! March 14th, 6:12 p.m., open air stage. Huff, huff, huff. Okay, where are you? Brother, do you not hear the fire? Don't tell me you really did find some way over this fence. Ack. Fire, this is too big for us to handle. Looks like the Yatagarasu came to Babal too. You. Accursed Yatagarasu. K, you had better be alright wherever you are. Good. There's no way Edgeworth believes K did this. Not a chance in hell. Babal Embassy Secretariat's office. I told you, it wasn't me.
Hold it!
Hold it! Huff, huff. Kay, are you alright? Do I look alright to you? Can you do something about this woman? Mr. Edgeworth, Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this? Oh, well, sir, it's this. It wasn't me. He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu. Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person at the open air stage. A suspicious person. A long black coat and a hood over their head. I dare you to tell me it's not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought that they must be the fake Yatagarasu, so I chased after them into the embassy. Then, into here, and then I lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it. What are you so worked up over? There is no reason for you to be this loud. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe your name is, correct? And if you are making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime. Is that also correct? You refuse to answer. I don't need to answer. You are merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority. Hey, pal, just what the heck does what you just said mean? If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction, the end. And seeing as how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate wherever we like. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter. Huh? This office is considered to be part of the Republic of Babal, which means that anything that happened in here defaults to the country control of Bapali's government and Bapali's law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights. Extraterritorial rights? Sir, do you really believe that the truth is out there? Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what we has agreed to by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place, which means we can do little here in this situation. No way, sir. Please leave this matter in Interpol's hands and go home. Mr. Edgeworth. Hey, you're not... Mr. Edgeworth, hold it! In that case, allow me to join your investigation. Miss Von Karma. Psh, eek. Ambassador Paleno, I appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation. It's really nothing. Manny was my secretariat, so of course I want to help you as much as I can. In fact, it is a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Francisca. Well, I never imagined that I'd meet you here of all places. This is an embassy, meaning that you have no authority to conduct. Already, what is it? Ambassador Paleno. And you are? I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant. Assistant? Miles, what the heck do you think you're... Please, I implore you, Ambassador Paleno. Very well, I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth. What do you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant? I don't exactly have a choice, do I, detective? If I don't become Franziska's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation. There you go again, running at the mouth with that aloof expression of yours. Franziska, please. I don't know what you're planning quite yet, but at least I do know one thing, that you are now my subordinate. Whip. Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you should you have a brain lapse. Of course, I'll keep that in mind. If you are done playing games... Right, let's begin the investigation. People talk. That's Edgeworth? By the way, detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here? Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Balinese embassy today. And why are our police guarding an embassy? Well, on account of the car they got from the Yatagarasu. They called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yatagarasu these past 7 years, it was more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me. Except for how mutually beneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. Looks like you failed to competently perform your guard duties yet again. Look forward to next time's styling. No! No! Edgeworth! Gumshoe salary! But sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even instant noodles anymore. Okay, are you alright? You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it, right? Yes, of course I don't, and I promise to prove that it wasn't you. That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it'll only be a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wise of you to give up while you can. No, I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true. Go ahead and try then, if you're that confident. Can't allow this to continue on this way. I must prove her innocence post-haste. Ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. A ceiling fan? What does one of those do? It's exactly what it sounds like it does. It's a fan that is installed on one's ceiling. Well, if I had one of those in my room, I bet I'd go from dizzy from staring at it as I slept. That's a gumshoe. In the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep. What? Gumshoe, do you sleep with your eyes open? Because this is the national treasure. Can I ask that you please not touch it? I'm afraid the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the secretary. But there's a possibility that is related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, why don't we give up for now? We can force them to let us investigate it when we find some solid proof. I suppose I don't have a choice here. Must be one of those, the Primadux. Why is it the Steel Samurai though? Statue Kay was talking about earlier. Is it just me or does this man look just like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. Yerp. Mr. Edgeworth, there's still something on display on this rack, sir. Knives, huh? Oh, the blades are all that remembrance of them, unfortunately. I guess the handles all got burnt off by the fire. Appears to be a missing knife. Yeah, I wonder how the person died. Ah, so even the knives fell victim to the fire. Ambassador Paleno, are these knives yours? Why, yes, they are. These are a special set of ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of Babal. These butterfly-themed knives, along with Alabast's own set of knives, are comprised of 3 knives each, but I can't believe the Balinese ones have been reduced to this state. Ornamental knives, huh? There's a small release on the tang of this blade. There's our Paleno. What is this notch here for? Oh, that. It's a feature of these knives wherein you can freely exchange the handles on them, so that we can change how they look to fit the situation, of course. I see. So these knives were constructed so that the handles can be easily removed. That's a knife room if I've ever seen one. And the Yatagarasu key as well. So our victim was the secretariat of this embassy, I take it. Manny Cochin. I heard that he was an admirable person. Very admirable. The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. Jesus fuck. He was lax in watching his back. We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. The fire had burned a little longer. It would have made identifying him a hassle. So Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What happened? Yeah, the Yatagarasu key's here. There appears to be something in his pocket. This key, it can't be. Isn't this the Yatagarasu key that was stolen 7 years ago? What? But that's... Huh? 7 years ago? Oh! You mean that case where I was framed, sir? Yes, the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago, which was then stolen by Callisto Yu. But what? Mr. Faraday was killed by this key, sir. Oh, that he was killed with a knife. Ike! Scruffy, at the very least, try to remember the details of crimes you were a suspect in. Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge. Ooh, I feel like the victim right now. All trampled on, sir. I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... Oh, wow, that's amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick. Yatagarasu stole this from the embassy 7 years ago. It is also a knife. I knew it. It's the same exact piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern in the blade. I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, isn't it? Yes, it looks like two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade. Vines, sir. I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. It's like one of those six-sided stars. It's just like the police mark on your IDs. I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement. Or it's like way advanced for the time. The real question is why the Babalese embassy secretariat's holding this? Well, we don't know how Mr. Cochin came to possess this key. We do know that this was stolen by the Yatagarasu from the Kondopian embassy. That's right. Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer. I believe that this means that further research is required into the country of Kodopia. Why don't you ask Ambassador Palladino about what he knows? Supposedly, he was a candidate to be the next Kondopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have. Okay. Is this knife the murder weapon? Some preliminary testing have been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound. I suppose this means that we know that the blade was committed with this knife. The knife's got some real fancy ornamentation going on, huh? Sir. This thing practically screams artsy at me, too. Although it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing I said was artsy. But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe this has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful. Covered in blood. This man, where do I know him from? It's a knife wound. It's obviously what he was killed with, but I wonder if it's consistent with the wound. Indeed. Man, he really was like literally about to die. Holy. Wait, there's more. No, we got everything. Well, there's the missing knife. A small personal safe. This was Mr. Cochin's office, so perhaps he stored his most important documents in here. Of course it's locked. It appears he won't be able to open it without the key. Sorry, but Interpol is still conducting this investigation beyond this point. I'm a subordinate of Miss Von Karma. Is there some reason why I'm being denied access? My superior clearly stated, don't you dare let anyone near the site. You got it? If I let you examine the site, my superior would get really angry at me. You know, Mr. Edgeworth, I feel really bad for the guy, so why don't we do as he says? Yes, I suppose we might as well. That's some fireplace. You know, it really gives this place a mansion-like quality, don't you think? I have a fireplace directly across from me. Fun fact. Oh, there are staples in every Bobby Hill's whatever. Then I bet Santa Claus pays them a visit too. Just how old are you again, detective? This is why kids like him and they don't like you. Miles Edgeworth, what is it? Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate. And if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect. What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will really be necessary, Francisca. Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me. I thought Francisca was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then why is she here at the embassy? I was investigating at the Albesian embassy when I got wind of this mess. Ah, that's right. The Yatagarasu was due to appear at that embassy as well. Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Oh, that was an incident at the Albedian embassy as well. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over here to the oh my god, these fucking made up names! Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well, huh? I see you've met. Well, he's in the Albedian embassy acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. So the suspect in the murder that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatagarasu? Kay would never harm a soul, sir. Kay? You remember, do you not, about the case we investigated together 7 years ago? That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday. So she's that feisty little girl. Kay has been on the trail of the Yatagarasu, which is how she ended up here, looking for the one who took her father's life. I see. Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarasu just keeps tricking us all. How so? Yatagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secrets. But all we've had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what this is, sirs? It's a breach of contract, and it's going on the rap sheet. If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight. I do wonder, though, if Callisto really is the Yatagarasu. Hello. I can't believe that Manny fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. Ambassador Arpellano, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police. That and only that. I ask you cooperate, not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochin's as well. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating. Here, I know it isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no. These are simply coupons you distribute to promote Babal. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babal. Now remember, the Republic of Babal is known for its feverish tourism industry. Fuck, I just punched my mic. Sorry if you heard that. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased, Manny Cochins. He was my secretary in the embassy secretariat. Charge was running the whole place. He was an admirable man, and his death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything, accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures. I'm sorry, but did you say printing? Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have, first of all, it's been a while since I've seen the word etc. spelled out. Sometimes I forget that that's a real word. And not just ETC. We have a printing press here at our embassy. I see. Please excuse my forwardness, however. I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression that I've met him before. Oh, yes. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? The spelling, write, / type it out, etc. True. The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. So, your Mr. Cochin is the same man as the one in that case. It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into this job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee this embassy's renovations. It really is a shame he had such a bright future ahead of him. What exactly do you mean earlier by renovations? We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy think we're a poor nation, can we? so renovating the embassy is something of an investment. Hello, sister of mine. You know you could do meow the emote. Yeah, that. Oh, but you can't see it. You don't have better Twitch TV, do you? You should get it. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is no longer with us. Rest in peace. And for Sir Paleno, I was wondering if I could ask you about Codopia. Codopia? Alright, what would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy, is that correct? Upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly. That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh, how fascinating. Oh, is it possible the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? Is it in its knife form? There is a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be a part of Codopia. Butterfly key. Yup. How did you come to that conclusion? That is both of Condopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower. I suppose many used this key here at the embassy back when we were still Codopia. Ambassador Pelenos. This key was stolen from the Condopian embassy 7 years ago by Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Oh, really? You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into this embassy at that time? I'm sorry, I can't be of that much help. I'm not familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babal became its own independent nation. But if Manny were still alive, he would probably know what happened back then. Gonna be murdered in the middle of this investigation. Because you're the one that's going to do it. Isn't that right, male protagonist? Caught. Mr. Cochin and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. That doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key in here in the present. These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia. Yep, they sure are. It's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this was the Babanese embassy. Murder anyone for free in Minecraft. So, why are there so many American souvenirs, sir? It's just America. Europe? Perhaps Babanese are studying American culture in our tourism industry? If they have plans to make the Balinese tourism truly flourish, then they would need to observe and study other countries' methods, I suppose. Speaking of tourism, I got these from the blonde guy earlier, sir. He said that if I bring these with me to Babal, I can trade them for a few buffets. Oh, so how do you expect to travel to Babal? Well, the whole world is connected by the ocean, sir. And for all you can eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Babal if I have to. Can a few simple Koopas really motivate people to do such fantastic things? Man who keeps cutting his salary be like, what? Poor man would cross a river? Here's the thing. In the Ace Attorney games, they wanted to Americanize it for the Western audience, right? So it takes place in America. America, Japan, it's like some California, Japan hybrid, right? In Kansas specifically. I don't know about that. You know what game doesn't do that? That's right, the Great Ace Attorney. It's the only one that has the balls to keep it set in Japan. Mainly because that's like a major theme in it. But, you know, that's beside the point. So I wonder in the Japanese game if this is Japanese memorabilia. It might be. It just might be. Anyway, let's look at this fucking clock. Looks like this is one magnificent grandfather clock, but has fallen victim to the fire. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, is it okay for me to talk about the clocks in my house, sir? If they're unrelated to the case, I hope that you will refrain from sharing, but... Well, there's this one clock that I made by myself. The timer on it managed to stop. That's quite enough, detective. You made a clock? That's insane! There's still some burnt objects scattered on the floor. Well, burnt things get burnt when and then they become burnt things, you know? No, because there's no way to prove that the burnt thing started out as a burnt thing. Didn't Larry make a clock too? Yeah, but he's Larry. He's lame. Was it a burnt thing or was it not? I have no idea what's what anymore, sir. Yes, I suppose it's a bit hard for someone with a burned out light bulb to comprehend. What the fuck? Edgeworth! You can't say that! My God! Hey, it's another butterfly. I believe it is the symbol of the Republic of Babal. A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy. It's definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism. Me, when I'm yawning, be like, well, I've got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country. You may want to, detective. However, I have yet to see the fruits of your desires. You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir. What the fuck? Go to bed. What the fuck? What do you mean go to bed? You're awake. You go to bed. You're making me tired. What? Rude. Ms. Von Carmen, what do you think of this piece of evidence? Well, since you asked so nicely as my supporter, I'll answer you. However, as just appear, I must also make sure that my supporter grows on the job. Reading video games text just makes Origin yawn for some reason. Oh, it's not... Look, it's because when I read, I'm reading pretty quickly, and when I'm doing that, I'm not breathing. So I start yawning. It's a real mess, let me tell you. Liver, please gather your own thoughts together first, and then try presenting again. Grover against a free. That's true. That's so true. It appears that he died of a stab wound. Ah! Whoever did this had a lot of nerve. I just can't fathom what would have led the killer to turn a knife against a man. And I just can't fathom what the prosecutor lashing out with her whip is thinking. Would you mind not pointing that in my direction? It's dangerous. Anyway, why are you showing this to me? I have no particular reason. Ah! If you have no reason, don't you bring that dangerous object near me. Do you understand? She's really that oblivious to the irony in that statement. She lets loose that dangerous whip of hers for no reason all the time. Would you mind not pointing that in my direction? It's dangerous. Anyway, why are you showing it to me? I have no particular reason. All right. Time to do some logic. Motif on the handle. Is the butterfly of Babal. Design in the knife's handle. It greatly resembles the special Balbanese species of butterfly. It does, doesn't it? Plus, it says right here, this knife is property of the Republic of Babal. Perhaps this means that the knife used in the crime was found right in this room? Wow, you're so fucking smart. We know for a fact that the Yatagarasu key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in a victim, Mr. Cochin's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in this office. Good thinking, sir. Let's go try it out. It appears I was correct. The key that was left to use in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What do we have here? Hey, there's nothing inside. Did you think the Yatagarasu made off with everything? Sir. No, detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. I won't rest until I've inspected every nook and cranny. What's this here? Looks like there is a ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir. No, I don't think it's ripped. It's more to me like it's stuck in the safe. Hey, you're right. I won't budge an inch, not even when I tug on it. I don't think I've ever seen a paper stuck on the inside of a safe before. Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe. What do you mean? What I mean is that the secret to the safe is that it has two compartments. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say that there's an extra bit of space behind the back wall of the safe. In other words, this safe has a second compartment. What? I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. I'm sorry. I can't help it. However, if what you say is correct and there's a second compartment, how do we get about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no lock or key. Actually, there's one more spot of interest to me on this safe. Oh, yes, I believe that spot is the keyhole to the lock. Save and its locks. All right, since you are so sure of it, show me how you deduced your answer. Hey, there's a hole here, sir. It's a little too oddly shaped for a latch hole. Oh, that's a funny shape for a latch hole, huh? Shaped kinda like a star, don't you think, sir? Detective, I would hardly call that shape a star. Must be a reason for this hole. There's gotta be some reason this hole is weirdly shaped, you know? Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so. Maybe I'm overthinking things. Nah, there's no way I could ever do that. Oh. Hey, Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for a second? You're frightening me. Deduce. Eureka! Doesn't the shape just remind you of something, Francisca? The shape, it does appear to look very familiar. However, I do believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe's lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more. Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Cochin, made sure this safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to hide to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out? You can't be serious. Are you implying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment to the safe? That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove to you right now that the Yatagarasu's key in the key is the keyhole that will open it. Yatagarasu's key? Miles Edgeworth, this has better be a very bad joke. Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagarasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of this safe. We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe. But the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of the key. Let's look over this again, shall we? It was really made to open Mr. Cochin's safe in the compartment. We confirmed that by the fact that it opened the door of the safe then. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Look at the key knife portion. What do you see? What are you talking? Ah! It appears that you've come to an understanding what I'm talking about. Patra, you're pointing that. I've got you now, chat! Pusha! When viewed head on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as the key to the hidden portion of the safe. But that's preposterous, because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago. We fell into the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the safe section must be incredible importance. That it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open the safe. I'm yawning again. Yes, sir. Opening it now, sir. Whoa. These items, it's a bunch of funny shaped things. I guess they're pieces of art. You're in the way. Now move, Scruffy. I didn't think I was in the way, Sniffle. These pieces of art, they're identical to the ones that have been stolen from various countries around the world. I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from view. A little more thorough examination is required. Yeah, like the papers. There's that documents that was about to we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it is about. Beats me, sir. Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, detective? Mr. Cochin's name is written here on the last page. Manny Cochin. What the significance of this document is? These are pieces of stolen art from around the world. I wonder how much they're worth. Especially this one. Eek! Scruffy, don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filthy hands. Why? Do you have any idea what would happen to you if one of those were to break? Ninja Smear, did she hit one of the pieces of art just now? To build this sort of trick into one safe is really something. Yeah, it's neat how this safe has 2 compartments, but what's really impressive is that the other end of the key was another key. I totally hadn't noticed. I wonder if Mr. Cochin was just paranoid, if he had secrets of that grand of a value. Speaking of paranoid, I once sharpened both ends of my pencil. But then, when I went to erase something, all I got all paranoid that I was going to stab myself. Please refrain from dispensing your special brand of unrelated stories while on duty. Yes, sir. Come on, man. You don't need to say that. He's doing his fucking best. What do you mean there's still more here? That. These holes, no. These holes, no. It appears that we found the key that the Yatagarasu, Miss Yu, stole 7 years ago. Since it was originally from this embassy, maybe she came back to return it. I don't think that she's the type to be so kind to do such a thing, Detective. Okay, then what do you think, sir? Callisto Yu, for what reason did she steal the key? Okay. Time to do some more logic and reasoning. Nice, easy. To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirtiest secret the Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room? Dirty secret. Francisca, you're in pursuit of some dirty, underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence. In that case, the person I'm looking for is here in Babali's embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation. I think I just might need to ask Francisca about her smuggling case in more depth. Smuggling. Francisca, when we last talked, you said that you were on the trail of the smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you are here right now is related to that? Yes. After analyzing the intel we've gathered from various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. And this is what tipped us off. This accounting document. It's only one page of the whole thing, so we're not sure about any of the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Condopia, which means that somewhere in the countries of Alabas and Babal is the head. The one pulling the strings around the entire smuggling ring. That's Francisca's for you. She's amazing, pursuing this case with all she has. I feel like I'm done. Like there's literally nothing else. I was wondering if you might, like maybe they could know more about the case than me. So I'll make it up to you without knowing anything about that with these coupons. Thank you. However, I feel I must decline. The knife? Oh dear. People were to find out that a murder occurred at our embassy. The number of our tourists would plummet, as would our revenues. It'd be a disaster. What are we going to do? He really doesn't seem worried. Perhaps I should refrain from bringing this up. Okay. Okay, I don't think they're gonna let me search this. Yerp. Can't leave the room. Yes, sir. Nope. Okay. I don't even have any logic left. We were able to finally obtain this proof of the smuggling operation through Interpol. So remember to get instructed handling at my subordinate. She's enjoying the power trip of calling me her subordinate just a tad too much. That's true. Maybe if we go look at the papers again? Oh shit. Finally. Eureka! Take a good look at these documents, Francisca. It says that there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here. Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling activity document in your possession. Tell me it is not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3. Well, it certainly looks that way. But putting our puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer, and it seems that you have now found what you were looking for. Yes, and with this, it has become crystal clear. Mr. Cochin himself was responsible for this mass smuggling of Babalese ink. Babalese ink? This is a special product of the Republic of Babal. However, due to a special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported. And that reason is, that's classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, it seems that the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Mr. Manny Cochin. His base was in an embassy, thus it was hard for both of our country and his to interfere, making it the ideal condition under which to run a smuggling operation. Ugh. But it's so frustrating. I lost the person I was to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice. Well, even if he is dead, we still have a responsibility to look into his misdeeds. You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested. Francisca, you must know that Manny Cochin was the suspect in the KG-8 incident. Of course I know, on top of being the head of the smuggling ring. There is the matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved. Fucking finally! Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one it could be? What? Now come along quietly, Yatagarasu K. Faraday. You're under arrest for the murder of Manny Cochin. But Mr. Edgeworth, please, you have to believe me. I didn't do it. I chased the fake Yatagarasu in here. And he was already... You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Hold it. I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests Interpol makes. What is that supposed to mean? I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime. Very well, I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. Why arrest Kay? Even your police confirmed that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babalese Empire tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. Most importantly, other than her, there was no one else in here with the body. Your reason for such a case is because you think she is the Yatagarasu. Exactly, but it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagarasu. Oh, look how many times do I have to tell you? I was only out to capture the fake Yatagarasu. Imposter or not, it matters not. The Yatagarasu is the Yatagarasu. Very well, then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Mr. Manny Cochin. Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutors of this country are made of. Sus imposter? The Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babalese Empire tonight. Hold it. They may have confirmed it, but are you telling me that no one could catch the thief? If so, you're basically admitting that the Yatagarasu that committed murder eluded us. Of course, I chased after the Yatagarasu that entered the Babalese embassy right away. And that is also why I'm making this arrest right now. Because at the end of my long chase, there was only this girl. No! In any case, this is what I believe happened tonight. Utilizing the confusion. No, she literally walked in! The confusion caused by the fire. Are you saying the Yatagarasu was not the arsonist who started the fire? A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area claim to have seen that person start the fire. It sounds like we have a phantom in our midst. Yeah. In a way, he could be considered a phantom with the way he appears. What is this, Persona 5X? That's literally only a joke Tomato Curry would get, and that bozo's off playing Deadlock. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu.
Hold it!
+2. Thank you, thank you. Just because she called herself that doesn't prove that she is the killer. No, but it does give her a motive. Yatagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secrets. Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. He obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Cochin for the key. I see. Her logic is very sound. I expect nothing less of Ancient Link Secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. How much to be the opening I need? And more importantly, wait, no, go back. She wanted to steal the documents regarding the smuggling case. Did she, okay, press on that? So you're claiming that Kay knew that a foreign country's embassy had such documents? As stating in the calling card, the Yatagarasu was out to steal a dirty secret, which means that the goal tonight was to steal those smuggling activity documents. You have it all wrong. It was the fake that sent that card. Your words are meaningless. If you are truly innocent, then let's see some proof. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I leave it to you to handle this. Yes, I'd rather you did. Yatagarasu's goal, huh? You can claim she's innocent, but you can't change the fact that I've already outlined. More importantly, there was no other body in here than hers. I really don't think that being the first to discover the body makes her the killer by default. No, but if you saw the self-described reported Yatagarasu standing in front of a body, wouldn't you get a little suspicious yourself? Gurk. Even so, I'd still listen to what that person had to say before I pass judgment. Ha! Are you talking about yourself in those times when you were under suspicion? I think the pain of being falsely accused is something you really should experience. I personally know that feeling really well, sir. And given my situation, I now know exactly what it's like too. I'm fine with never experiencing it, ever. Are you done with your little group conference? So Agent Shino suspects Kei of murder simply because Kei is the Yatagarasu. If I can prove that the Yatagarasu's goal is not related to the murder, I might be able to reason with her. Alright, it's definitely this. But I literally don't have any evidence. Flash the badge. I don't think that's gonna work. Do I really not have anything about the Yatagarasu's goals in here?
Objection!
Yeah, whatever. You know what? Edgeworth, time to bullshit your way through this. Let's go, buddy. Agent Shino, I regret to inform you of that, but there is a flaw in your logic. Oh? Even if you claim that she is the killer and the Yatagarasu, I'm certain that securing the smuggling documents is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Kochin's body. Furthermore, the Yatagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without the documents. By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked. It's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all. Hold it. Then perhaps she didn't know that Mr. Kochin had the key on him. If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had known that fact. Hold it. Need, reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. What? Perhaps she didn't notice the safe's second compartment before returning the key. But the fact still remains that Mr. Kochin was stabbed to death.
Objection!
Objection? We have no definitive proof that it was Kei who committed the act. Hold it. Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes. Whoa, what? Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her away behind bars. Ruh-roh, Raggy. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is part of a special 3-piece set, which has design like no other. The evidence and testimony points to the girl. There's no counter-argument. Nrrr. That is your definitive evidence. You see now that she is definitely the killer, right? No, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta believe me. I saw suspicious in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear. You came in here because you were chasing the suspicious person. That's right, I ran into this office only because I was chasing after that person. When I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the lights, but then... Ah! Who's there? This is... I came to the room upon hearing the girl scream. And when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her. So the object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon? I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it. The suspicious person in the black coat came into this room before me. You continue to insist there was such a person, but if there was, where did they go? That I don't know. But I know they came in here. That sounds like the desperate excuse of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? We can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth. Kirk. She has a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with some solid evidence. Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't. Kay, don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must exist a way for me to prove that. Still not giving up, I see. In that case, try to counter my argument if you can. Don't worry. I can and I will. Rebuttal. Knife on the body is consistent with the blade of the knife. Now we know that. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding. You mean to say that you saw Kay holding the murder weapon with your own eyes? I was also on the search for the aaaaaand. When I heard the girl's scream coming from this room, I rushed over straight away. When I arrived, I saw the girl standing there motionless with a knife in her hands. I already told you, I only came in here because I was also after the aaaaaand. Suspicious person I saw came into this room. But when I entered, it was pitch dark. I felt something by my foot on the floor, so I turned on the lights, and then you found out that it was the murder weapon at your feet. I don't know what to tell you. We can't trust the words of a suspicious person. The only thing you'll accept is evidence, is it? That's the only acceptable way to counter an agent of Interpol on the scene of the crime. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have some kind of evidence that can prove me innocent? I think I do, because there's one piece of evidence I find to be a bit interesting. I think I need to carefully examine that piece of evidence again. Okay. There's a lot of skilled detailing on this handle. It appears that this handle on the knife is removable. I guess people can change them whenever they feel like it. Sounds like fun, sir. You'll appear to remove the handle just for fun, detective. So this is what Mr. Cochin's life. Some of his blood is still on the blade. Wow, I've been a detective for 7 years already. I've seen a lot of weapons in my day, but knives that were used to kill are always the hardest for me to bear. Yes, unlike guns, this is one weapon where you're likely to find the victim's blood on it. Yeah, just like how this one is particularly drenched in it, huh, sir? Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle somehow. Can you not take that off?
Objection!
Gamao, I'm so good at guessing! So the murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it. But is that really the truth? What are you getting at? I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade, and yet there's not a speck of blood on the handle. This signifies that at the time of the crime, a different handle was attached to this blade. The blood is fake and is just painted on, true. The knife that Kay was holding had its handle switched and was in fact not the real murder weapon. It wasn't the real murder weapon. This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go? Boom. As you can see, the Bahali's knife now has been disassembled into 2 parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Cochin was killed with this butterfly-themed knife. This should clear up any and all suspicions surrounding Kay. Your argument isn't airtight yet. How so? It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles.
Hold it!
Hold it. Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she have done such a thing? I don't care to know how a criminal thinks. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put it past anything. Anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem. Heh. The truth is right there in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You will come to see that Kay is not and could not have been Mr. Coachman's killer. What is this mark on here? It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means. No, not really. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time to drink their sweet nectar. And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance. Now to provide the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this.
Take that!
You can't be serious. It appears that you made the connection. The flower on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the kingdom of aaaaaand. In other words, this blade is from one of the Alabastian ornamental knives. Ah. This part of the knife handle has Babal's national symbol, the butterfly, on it. Therefore, it is undeniably Balbalese in origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Sheena? After the fire had broken out? That's right. Kay entered the Balbanese Empire embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to the Albanesian side of the building before then. On top of that, not a single person passed between the two countries during the fire, which means that Kay could not have transported an Albanesian object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer. Whoop! Way to go, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! What a great victory! Hey, why is everyone so quiet? I'm happy we got this far and cleared Kay's name. But what worries me now is what will happen next. What is the meaning of this? An Albastian knife here? Do you mean, how did this find its way to the Republic of Babal? It didn't just find its way over. Rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over. You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we were just standing around. Thinking while you're on the run? Now that's the way a real thief great thief operates. Okay. Thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth, for proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did. Not really, but... Haha, come on. You don't have to be shy about it. Hold it. Your argument is still not airtight. Would you care to elaborate? I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there is still a possibility that she is the Yatagarasu. That again. Look, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I am the real Yatagarasu. I'm not like that fake one that goes around setting fires, okay? Whether they're the real deal or fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire.
Objection!
Preposterous. On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing? The fact that she calls herself the Yatagarasu, that in itself is the most elegant proof. Miss Sheena, yes, I have no intention of taking back any of what I have said. I am the great thief Yatagarasu. I refuse to allow some imposter to claim that name as their own. The path of justice that my father pointed me towards. I will walk it the best I can. It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that. Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you too, as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, so I'll steal them from you next time, okay? Holy shit, Kay! What? Absolutely blasted. Destroyed on a fundamental level. I don't think Kay has stolen a single thing yet, no. Well, I guess we better get going. Going to where? The kingdom of Alabast. If we don't, we won't know for sure, right? I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. To see where the Alabastian knife came from, we'll have to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit. Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt. Understood. To be continued. Let's go! I can stop. Get owned, bozo. All right. Well, chat. We meet again at the edge of existence. The stream is now over. I know. But it doesn't have to be. That's true. But I don't know when the next good stopping point's gonna be. It might be in like an hour and a half. And boy, howdy. If you think I'm yawning a lot now. Oh, wait until, well, give me like half an hour and see how much I'm yawning. I'm doing this for my own sake. You know? Just finish it tonight easy. No. You will have to wait and show up tomorrow. This is what we call viewer retention. Little trick I picked up. I'm just kidding. Dragon Ball Z ass stream. They retained me. Got them. I'll be live at 8 p.m. EST, as I always am on the weekend, because I don't have to wait for Kate to end her stream. I hope everyone here has a great rest of your day. Not playing something new else tomorrow. I'll be playing this. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We probably will be finishing up the first game tomorrow, for sure. Try not to stay up until 2 a.m. playing Factorio tonight. Fallen! Please. Are you gonna play the Ace Attorney games? What the fuck do you mean, am I going to play the Ace Attorney games? You don't want us to have a good evening. That's fucked up. I've already played all of the original trilogy by myself. I've played the Great Ace Attorney Part 2 here. I played, what is it, Spirit something? The 3DS game, I played that. The only one I haven't played is the Apollo Justice ones, and I have no interest in playing those ones, so. Gotta train for the grind of this Factorio Space version. Oh my god. Profession late in Ace Attorney. What? But they're good, I promise. You have never said that and been correct. I'm sure they're fine. I'm literally sure they're fine. I just don't like Apollo. How do I know I don't like Apollo? I played as him a little bit in... Then I don't promise they're good. All right, then I'm never playing them. He was in that Spirit game. Spirit of Justice, right? Is that what it's called? Spirit Destinies? I don't fucking know. He's in there. But so yeah, I've played basically all the Ace Attorney games. This is actually the last set of ones I needed to do. Is in that game, and she's cool. No. Anyway. Add it to the... Go suggest it in the fucking goal channel. Nerd. Emma, not Lana? Emma's in like all of the games. All of the original Ace Attorney games. All of them, all the way up to Spirit of Destiny or whatever. She's in that too. She's in this game. Petrucci and Hobo Phoenix. Hi. Or counterpoint. Just play TGA. Play a good video game instead. Where all the characters are goated. It's on sale, $16. Go get it. Me once again shilling. All right, all right. I'll leave you on that. All of you, banned. Not a single Fumo redeemed this stream. Banned. All of you. The only person that doesn't get banned is Tomato Curry because they were too busy playing Deadlock. You're gonna just redeem it at the end of the stream and be okay with it. I won't redeem the other one. This guy. All right. Putting together a turtle tank match. Sure. Anyway, I'll see all of you tomorrow. Well, we'll play, as you might expect, more of the Great Ace Attorney. Not the Great Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney Investigations. Me when I accidentally say what I wish I was playing be like. All right. Until then, I hope you all have a good night. See you later. Bye-bye.